Yo, what's cracking YouTube? Just JK and welcome back to my channel for another GTA Online video. And in today's video we're going to be customizing and reviewing the brand new Ocelot Ardent that has just been released into GTA Online. Now the Ardent is going to be the last vehicle which is being drip fed to us from the Gunrunning DLC, and this drip feeding, man, feels like it's been going on forever. But now it's over, and then hopefully on the horizon we've got some new DLC coming out. But this video is all about the brand new Ardent. It is going to cost you $1.1 million, so it is very, very expensive. It is in the sports classics class, and it has got weapons on the front, so it cannot be used in races, unfortunately. It's a shame that you can't really, well, Rockstar just can't disable them during a race, because I believe this Ardent is very good around a track. According to Bruffy1322, it isn't great in a straight line, so top speed isn't all that. It's only 9th in the sports category class, but around a track apparently it is really, really good, and it comes 3rd, I believe. So with that being said, it is kind of irrelevant what it was like around a track, because like I said at the beginning, you cannot use it in a race because of the weapons at the front, and it has 2 really shitty machine guns at the front, but we'll see them later on in the video. But at the moment what we're going to do, we're going to get this purchased, get it sent to my garage, and we're going to take it to the MOC, because you can do a little bit more in the MOC, and we're going to see what other customizations we can do to this vehicle. So you go, my bros, now we're inside the MOC. You can actually see how beautiful this vehicle is. And according to the GTA wiki, this vehicle is based around a 5th generation Lotus Esprit, and you know, Rockstar done a fucking pretty darn good job making it look like an Esprit, man, because it is fucking beautiful and it looks really, really close. So without any further ado, guys, we're going to crack on with this customization, and we're going to see what sort of things we can do to the car. Obviously we're going to start with 100% armor as always, and then we're going to move on to the brakes. We're going to get the race brakes. For the bumpers, front bumper, we get a decent amount of options for the front bumper, which isn't too bad. We've got obviously the stock bumper, and then we've got the secondary color of that stock bumper. So as you can see, we just get a little color change at the bottom, and that'll depend on what secondary color you have. We've also got the sports bumper, which actually looks really nice. I actually don't mind that one. It looks pretty cool. I'm thinking about going a little bit street for this. I don't know why. I just feeling like an old school street sports car, and I think it's going to pull it off. But then we've got the sports bumper, secondary sports bumper. Then we've got the tuner bumper and the secondary tuner bumper. I think I'm going to go tuner bumper, and I'm also going to leave it the primary color. So then we move on to the rear bumper. The rear bumper, we only get one other option. We get the stock, and then we've got the classic. I think I'm going to stay stock for this, to be honest. I don't know. I don't like how rounded that goes. And then you get this weird little grill vent in the middle, which is kind of odd, because not really sure what that's for. So I think I'm going to stay stock. I think that looks a little bit more sporty than the classic bumper. So then we've got the engine. We've got the engine tunes. Obviously we'll get a level 4 for that, and then we've got the engine covers, which is at the back. We get a decent amount of options for this also. So obviously we've got the stock one, then we've got the smoothed, the dual vented, the tuner cover. That looks a bit funky. Not sure how I feel about that. A bit weird. Then we've got the custom exposed. Man, that looks fucking sweet. And the chrome and the secondary. Okay, so we've got like an alloy color for the custom. Obviously chrome for the chrome, and the secondary is going to depend on what color your secondary color is. So I think I'm going to go chrome with this, man. I actually really like the exposed engine. I think that looks pretty sweet. That looks kind of weird. I'm not sure about that. These ones are all still pretty cool. The smooth one looks quite sweet, and obviously the stock one looks good too. But I think I'm going to go for an exposed engine, man. It looks fucking hot. So yeah, we're going to go with the chrome one. So then we've got the exhausts. Again, you only get one other option, man. What the hell? Not many options at all for the exhausts. Shit, you get a stock one, you get an oval one. Man. Well, purely because these stock exhausts look quite puny, because you've got a dual, and they're really puny dual exhausts. So I think I'm going to go for just the one. That's going to be the oval. So then we move on to the fenders. Again, you don't get much options for the fenders, unfortunately. Obviously, you've got the stock ones, and then you got the plastic ones, plastic fenders, so I'm assuming they won't change colour. And then the secondary fenders. I don't even think there's a difference in any of them except for the colour. So you could just save your money, stay stock if you want the primary colour, but obviously if you want a separate colour to the primary, go and grab the secondary fenders. I'm going to get the secondary fenders because I might feel like changing the colour of them, so I'm just going to grab them for now. I'm not sure if I want to go one colour for this or two, but we'll see. So the next category we're going to go into is the hood, and you get quite a nice amount of options for the hood, which is good. So obviously we start with the stock one, then we've got the smoothed hood, I actually like that. That looks quite smart, man. Really like that. Then we've got a vented hood. Not sure. The dual vented, again, I'm not sure. The sports hood actually looks quite nice. The tuner hood and the deep vented hood. The tuner hood actually looks really good. So just to change it up a little bit, I'm going to go with that. So next we're going to move on to the lights. We've got to go to headlights. We're going to grab the Xeon headlights, and purely because it's a sports classic car, you know, I don't think you should have neons on it. I mean, personal preference and all that, you can have what the hell you want on your vehicle, but for mine, I feel I'm going to stay away from the neon kits. So this next category is something you don't get when you take your Ardent into LS Customs, is the livery option. That is purely for the MOC owners, so if you take it to the MOC, you will get a camo or a livery option for your vehicle. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, you just look at that. Do you really want to put a camo on a sports classic car like this? Yeah, I think even some of these liveries look kind of funky when you stick them on, like the tanks, the APC tanks and all that sort of stuff. I think they kind of look a little bit out of place and weird. But to stick them on a sports car, seriously, what the fuck? I mean, if you want to go for something a little bit different, you know, something that's going to make your Ardent stand out, yeah, you might as well go for something like this. But if you're serious about car building and want your car to actually look legitly nice, I think these are the sort of things you want to stay away from. Unless you want to make your Ardent look like a fucking zebra, man. What the hell? Yeah, so these are all the liveries. Like, you know, I've already said, I'm not a fan. Everybody's got their own opinion, so if you guys want to fucking buy a livery for your Ardent, go ahead and do so. But for me, I'm going to say none. So now we move on to the respray. Primary colour, I felt I'm going to go metallic on this because I'm not really feeling two different colours. So when I do two different colours, I like to go classic because otherwise the two colours start to merge together if you go metallic. But because I'm going to grab one solid colour for primary and secondary, I am going to go metallic, but I'm not sure what colour I'm going to go with. This strikes me as a car which is going to match most colours. I mean, even the purple, man, that looks fucking hot. The bright purple actually looks really good because you got that tint of blue in there, and that looks really, really nice. Even the midnight purple as well. It's kind of look like that black look, but then got a tint of purple around it, and that also looks really, really nice. So that's going to be a difficult choice on what sort of colour I'm going to purchase for this vehicle, because by the looks of it, it suits everything. Even sandy brown looks good, straw brown looks good. All the colours actually looks really, really good on this vehicle. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly flick through all these. I'm going to take a fucking age to make a decision. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my decision, and then I'm going to cut straight to that. So I'll be back with you in just a moment.
2 hours later.
So after what feels a motherfucking lifetime, I've decided on a colour, and I'm going to go with this metallic orange. I think that actually looks really cool. It makes the car pop. So I'm going to purchase it obviously in the primary colour, and I'm going to go to the secondary colour in the metallic and grab exactly the same colour, and hopefully it's going to look fucking awesome, because you can see it does change that little stripe across to the side, and also the wheel arches as well. So we're going to find out. Man, that looks fucking nice. That looks really nice, and I don't think orange really looks, especially metallic bright orange like this, it's a really poppy orange, I don't think it looks great or even good on most cars in the game. I think the only other cars that can get away with this sort of colour like the Lamborghini style cars, and maybe some of the Ferrari style cars can get away with it. But on this Ardent, man, it looks fucking sweet. So yeah, we're going to go that, we're going to go orange on all of it. Again, I'm not really sure what I'm going to go with on the wheel aspect, we'll go get to that in a moment. So before that, we have got the spoiler. We do get, you know, 3 other options. So we've got the none, and as you can see, you do really need a spoiler if you want added traction. But like you already know, like I said at the beginning, you can't use this in races. So the added traction maybe wouldn't really matter, because, you know, driving around free mode is not the same as driving whilst racing. So if you prefer the look without a spoiler, which I think I do, then go for that, because like I said, you can't use it in races, so the added traction, you know, probably won't even really matter. And also these spoilers look like they don't fit. Man, what the fuck is that? I mean, you got a good amount of space either side of that spoiler before it reaches the side of the car, and I think it looks, they're all like it. What the fuck, man? They look strange. Whether that's intentional, I don't know, but me personally, I think these spoilers look like they don't fit the car correctly. And I'm not a massive fan of spoilers on, you know, classic sport cars anyway. The only reason or even sort of like supercars, I'm not a massive fan of spoilers on them either. But the only reason I really had spoilers was because of the added traction, and because of the added traction doesn't really make a difference on this vehicle because, like I said, you can't use it in races. I'm just going to leave it as none, I think, because I think it looks a lot nicer without a spoiler. So then we've got the suspension. I am going to grab the sport suspension. Then we've got the transmission. You've got a motherfucking a super transmission, sorry. So I'm going to definitely grab the super transmission, and obviously I'm going to get the turbo tuner. So then we do move on to the wheels, guys. Obviously we're going to wheel type. Not really sure what sort of wheels I want to go on this, because I think, like I've said with all the other sports classic builds that I've done, I think sport is going to look too modern for this vehicle. Even though they look quite nice, I think they look too modern, if that makes sense. They do look, I know it's a bit of a contradiction of words, but because I say they look nice, but then they also look too modern. So high end is out of the question as well, because they're very low profile and very sporty and modern looking. So it's going to have to be from the tuner category, the lowrider category, or the muscle category. Obviously not off-road, because you get the weird fucking bobble tyres. So I'm going to go into lowrider to start. I'm actually going to go chrome, I think. And wow, they actually look really good. Really fucking good, man. I was not expecting that. The flare lowrider rims in chrome look the fucking bollocks. Not them, not so much, but they still look quite cool, them ones. See, all these lowrider rims actually look really sweet on this Ardent, in my opinion, man. I think they actually look really good. Not as good as the flares. They actually look quite nice too, the super thin. So the super fins actually look really smart, these ones. I'm not going to go for them though, because as soon as I saw the flared rims, I've had enough of them. So that's my decision made up right there. So we are going to go with the flare lowrider chrome rims. Whilst we're here, guys, you might as well go into tyres and purchase the bulletproof tyres. We're going to quickly see what the tyre design looks like. I think you get white walls, and you do. And no, I don't think white walls actually suit this type of vehicle, so we're going to skip that bitch. And to finish off this build, as always, you're going to Windows and purchase the light smoke window tin. So you go, my bros, out on the streets of LS, and the Ardent is actually a very good looking vehicle. As you can see, we get pop-up headlights as well, and nice little touch from Rockstar is obviously this Ardent is based around a Lotus Esprit, and a Lotus is a British vehicle, and they've stretched the front license plate to look like a British license plate. That's the only reason they could have done that. Why the fuck would they have stretched the license plate otherwise? They haven't done with the rear. For some reason, it would have been a little bit nicer if they'd done it with the rear as well as the front. But I haven't, but that's still a nice touch, man. And I feel you're Rockstar. I know exactly where you're coming from with that, and you know, it's pretty cool. But past that, looking at the vehicle again, like I've already said, it's got pop-up headlights, and it looks a beast, man. It looks really nice. I think it's one of the best looking sports classics cars that we've had, you know, in recent months. We've had really good sports classics cars, don't get me wrong, but this is definitely up there, looks wise, with the best of them. And like I say, man, it looks fucking sweet. It actually looks like a sports car. It looks like it's going to do the business. And then flared rims. I can't believe I've never gone into the lowrider category before whilst creating or building these sports classics cars, because they actually have wheels that accommodate these vehicles really nicely. And it proves that with the Ardent and these flared lowrider rims. And it looks fucking awesome, man. The exposed engine at the back as well, it looks loads nicer because you haven't got a fucking shitty spoiler that you have to attach if you want to do races. But like I said, you can't race with this, man. So as you can see, you get the use of all of your normal weapons, so your sticky bombs and your proxy mines and all that sort of stuff. And there you go, you got the machine. I've just gone fucking past it, but I'm on PS4, so I can skip back. There we go, use the pad, skip back, there it is. And there we go. So there you go, you got the machine gun at the front. If we just come out of here, go for a little drive, and also this car actually sounds really cool as well. Really nice. I'm going to do a quick test and see how quickly it takes to explode one of these vehicles. So we're just going to get out of the way, come on, get out. fucking driving in front of the machine guns for you, donut. You know what I mean? You know, I'm standing there shooting at a car and these other motherfuckers are just diving in front of it. It's like they're jealous of it or something. And as you can see, this machine gun is weak as arseholes. How long have I been shooting at this constantly for? They're still not blown up. Oh, another car just decides to ram me. But there you go, I think you get the general idea. These machine guns are really, really weak, and you kinda think that what is the point in what is the point in actually having them? So we've got the machine guns on the front, which means it is useless in races because we can't use it because of them machine guns. But there's no power in them whatsoever. You might as well use your AP pistol, or your SMG or something like that, because everything the power behind these machine guns is pointless. That's no good. And if you can afford this vehicle for 1.1 million, you can afford a fucking AP pistol and ammo. You get what I'm saying? So the whole point of Rockstar adding the machine gun to this vehicle just seems completely pointless, because what they've done is stop the really, really good sports classic car going into races, and it is a competent sports classic car in that class. So, you know, I don't get what Rockstar was doing with that. I mean, they've built a really nice vehicle, competent vehicle, which is going to be competitive, and they didn't even give you an option to disable the machine gun at the front. I mean, as you saw at the beginning, you had to buy it in the war stock cash and carry. Maybe if the machine gun was sort of like a research item, you know, and you had the option to add it, maybe that would have even been better. And until you added the machine gun, you could use it in races. That would have been fucking pretty cool. But, you know, nevertheless, Rockstar hasn't given us that option. What they've given us is a really good sports classic car that we can't race with, which is a fucking bitch, because it is fucking awesome looking. It sounds awesome, and like I've already said, it is really good at driving. It is actually really, really nice. It's a bit tight around some corners, but you know, what do you expect from a sports classic car? You can't expect the fucking world. But overall, I think it's a really good vehicle. Is it worth 1.1 million? You know, it just depends whether you've got the actual spare cash to purchase it, to customise it, or, you know, whether you just collect vehicles or not, whether you actually really want it. Because you can't use it in races and the machine guns on it a pony, I don't think it's probably worth you buying as a weaponised vehicle. You're only going to buy this vehicle if you've got money to burn, or if you just like the look of a Lotus Esprit, you know. But I really like it. I'm actually quite happy that I've purchased it. I think it looks fucking sweet. It actually drives really nicely. But that is going to be the end of my video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please smash a motherfucking like. And if you haven't already, why not subscribe to my YouTube channel for more GTA 5 content. And until next time, guys, I'm out. Adios.